Om Shanti. Good morning, Divine Family. So we started reading the Murli of 18th November 1987. So the title of the Murli is The Way to Accumulate the Power of Silence is to have the stage of being introverted and to stay in solitude. Right. So in this Murli, Baba was explaining about the power of silence and how we need to experience the power of silence, right? So Baba said we are the Shakti army of Bapdada, who's a non-violent spiritual army, right? Whose greatest weapon is power of silence. And this power is greater than words or physical facilities, and through pure and the main the um, facilities of the silence is the pure thoughts, good wishes, and the language of eyes, right? And Baba also said silence is greater than words. So words reaches the head, but silence can reaches the heart. And silence enable one to experience the self, and he can also transform with the power of with the power of silence. Sometimes words can fail, but silence, will succeed. So experience through face. So different experience, Baba said in that. So the experiencing the seed stage, angelic stage, and experiencing the lighthouse and lighthouse stage, and also the importance of having good wishes, right? So the importance of good wishes, because that can influence the other person. Like Baba said, good wishes can ignite others. So like one lamp, used to ignite others, right? Other lamps. So similarly, so your good wishes can help others to get ignited. And also Baba said feelings, you hold, the kind of good wishes, the feelings that you have about others can awaken the same feeling in others. So it's all what sort of thoughts or the feelings that you carry that is going to influence the other person. And also Baba said about the introversion, right? So introversion is very essential to experience it. So being introverted um, is very essential to experience Baba. So and yeah, and what was that? The final thing, solitude, right? So Baba also said about solitude while in your action. So Brahma Baba was a good example there. So he used to have the um, practice of doing this solitude while doing talking and coming into all sort of action. So in between, he used to take a deep dive to experience silence, right? So he was able to do it because he was introverted, and so he was experiencing that stage, that introversion stage, by taking a deep silence, uh, uh, being introverted and withdrawing, externally withdrawing from all activities that he's doing, though he's reading newspaper and everything. But in between, he used to find time for that. So now let's continue reading this Murli, the second part. So we read till here in the first part. So let's continue from here. The sign of perfection was that he experienced the stage of introversion and solitude while walking and moving around, and while listening and doing things. Brahma Baba used to experience this stage, introversion and solitude, while walking and moving around, and right, listening and doing things. So because Brahma Baba had to do so many things being in the the founder or being the instrument, right, of Baba. So there were so many responsibilities that Baba had. So in between, Baba used to do this practice, so as in when Baba got time. So, and then Baba says, so are you not able to follow Father? The Father. Does anyone have greater responsibility than Father Brahma had? Father Brahma never said that he was too busy. He became an example in front of the children. Now, according to the time, there is a need for this practice. This practice is very much required because this month is a Vyakt month. So, so it is very important that we practice this so that we can experience a higher yoga stage. And um, yesterday Baba was mentioning in the Murli that the reason Brahma Baba became awake is to make children also awake, right? Because when Baba was in Sakar form, so everybody was experiencing Baba in Sakar, right? So when Baba became awake, children will also have to become awake in order to experience Baba. So that also will give them a great experience, right? So now, according to the time, so the time is demanding this practice. There is a need for this practice. Although you have all facilities for service, there is still a need for you to serve with the power of silence, because the power of silence is a power that gives an experience. So, in order to do all that, we need the power of silence. Mostly, with the power of words, the arrow only reaches the head, whereas the arrow of experience reaches the heart. So, according to the time, there will be cry gives us an experience for just a second, right? The words, right? It can, according to the time, there will be the cry. Give us an experience of just a second. So there will be a lot of demand from everyone asking just a experience just for a second, because there's going to be a lot of crying, right, happening. So those who are tired of listening and speaking will come with the method of the power of silence. You will be able to take them beyond with a glance. So there also power of silence is required. With the method of the power of silence, Baba says you will be able to take them beyond with a glance. With your pure thoughts, you will be able to end the waste thoughts of souls. With your pure feelings, you will enable their feelings of love for the Father to emerge. Pure feelings, your pure feeling, and you will enable their feelings of love for the Father emerge. So they have to see and understand or experience Baba through us, right? Through our feelings and the love that we have for Baba. Only when you make those souls content with the power of silence will they sing praise in front of your souls, who are the living bestowers of peace. O bestower of peace, O bestower of peace. Then by then by carrying la by carrying this last sanskars with himself, they will become devotee souls in the corporate and sing this praise in front of you non-living images. Okay, so even people those who experiences at the last moment, right, or call out the best over, right? So even their entry is coming. So they will come as the devotees of the souls, okay, the corporate onwards, and they will praise standing in the non-living images of you children. Baba will tell you at some other time about the importance of traffic control, okay, and also how necessary it is. However, you have to know the importance of the power of silence for yourself and use it for doing service. Do you understand? Okay. Today, now Baba is meeting the groups. Today, Punjab has come. In Punjab, it is important to do service with the power of silence, right? So at the time, I think Punjab was going through a chaotic situation. So I suppose that's why Baba says it's very important, Punjab, to do the service with the power of silence. With the power of silence, you can make those with a violent attitude non-violent. Mm. Violent attitude, non-violent. You saw at the time of the beginning of establishment how those who had a violent attitude were transformed in front of the spiritual power of silence. So this power of silence can even transform somebody who has a violent attitude, right? So to a non-violent attitude. So it is the power of silence that will quieten those with a violent attitude. So the power of silence can quieten even those who have violent attitude. They are just not ready to listen to words, right? So when they are agitated, nobody would listen, right? So they'll not have the tolerance power to listen to words. And Baba says they are not just ready to listen to words. When a wave of heat or cold is able to spread everywhere with the power of nature, then can the waves of silence not be spread everywhere by the lords of nature? So it's a wonderful analogy Baba is giving. When the wave of heat or cold is able to spread everywhere, right? With the power with the power of nature, then the same way, right, the silence power can also spread. Instrument of science can transform a very hot atmosphere into a cool atmosphere, right? Air condition can is able to do it. So can spiritual power not transform souls? So what did those from Punjab hear? Let everyone feel the vibration from someone with a treasure store of peace who is giving them rays of peace. Right? It is Punjab that has been given time to do such service. You hold functions and exhibitions anyway, but experience this power and also give others this experience. Your minds needs to have a concentrated and powerful attitude. The more powerful a lighthouse is, the further it can send its light. Right? Um, it depends on how much power you have. Right? It's similarly how much powerful the light is. Right? That much it can spread the light further. Right? It can send. So similarly, based on your power of silence, right, your attitude, accordingly, you can spread that vibration into the atmosphere. So this is the time for those from Punjab to experiment with this power. Do you understand? Acha. A group from Andhra Pradesh has also come. What will you do? You will quieten the storms. Many storms came in Andhra, right? In order for you to quieten the storms, you need the power of silence, right? Even with the power of silence, Baba says that we can quieten the storms, the atmosphere, the five elements, right? So at the time, maybe something might have happened in Andhra Pradesh. So Baba's, asking them to or telling them to use this power of silence to quieten the atmosphere storms. You need the power of silence. Human souls are left wandering around in storms. So, uh, to show the wandering souls the destination of peace is the special service of those from Andhra, right? Even the power of silence can even give a destination to the wandering souls. So when they end up wandering physically, it is first their minds that wander, and then the bodies wander, right? When their minds are fixed, stable, their intellects will work for the support of the body, right? So if the mind is not stable, then the intellect doesn't work even for the physical facilities required for the body. It's very important. So, very good line. So it's very important that if even the mind is not stable, means then your intellect doesn't work, right? For the even for the physical facilities required for the body, right? So that also will not take effect in the body. So therefore, in order to put everyone's mind at rest, use this power, right? So this power of silence can be used to put everybody's mind in rest. Both Punjab and Andhra have to be saved from storms. They have storms of violence, and the other places as storms of from the ocean, right? There it is from the people, and here it is from nature, right? So one place it is from the people, the storms, and the other place is it is from the nature. However, there are storms in both places. Give the gift of silence to those who have storms. This gift will transform the storms. Acha. To all the elevated souls everywhere, now Baba is giving Yatya to all the elevated souls everywhere who are bestowers of peace, to all the great introverted souls everywhere, to the elevated karma yogi souls who always come into action in solitude, to the elevated yogi souls who constantly experiment with the power of silence, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Speaking to double foreign brothers and sisters, are you double foreigners? In fact, all Brahmin souls belong to this land of Bharat. You have been a resident of Bharat for many births, and it was just for service that you went to the many places. And this is why, whenever you come to Bharat, and that is to the land of Madhuban and into the Brahmin family, you experience the feeling of belonging, right? Most of you might have experienced this, right? That there's a feeling of belonging, right? So sometimes you get more comfort than your Laukik family, right? You feel when you are with a Brahmin family, you feel, you experience a belonging there, right? So that's because you are a resident of Bharat and you've been to that family with those souls, your previous birth, so you feel that comfort inside. And then Baba continued to say to the that is to the land of Madhuban and into the Brahmin family, you experience the feeling of yes belonging. Generally, no matter how close a connection or relationship foreign souls from lands abroad may have, they would not have that feeling of belonging that you souls experience here. The closer a soul is, the greater his feeling of belonging would be. You would not have to think about whether you were from here or that. It is possible you were from here, right? It is possible you were from here. You would also love each and every physical thing as though it were yours. You always love something that belongs to you, something that belongs to you. So these are the signs. Baptada is seeing that even while living far away, you are always close with your heart. The whole family looks at you as being those with this elevated fortune. Acha? At the time of farewell, love and remembrance on the day of the Sadguru, 6 a.m. So Baba came at night, and then I suppose in the evening, and then uh, Milan went on, and then the next day, 6 a.m. And on the day of Jupiter, so Baba is saying something about the Sadguruvar day. So on the day of Jupiter, right? Love, remembrance, and namaste to all the first invaluable leaves of the tree. From the Father, the Lord of the tree, there are definitely the omens of Jupiter all over the elevated souls. The omens of Rahu and the other omens have now finished. Now there is constantly just one type of omens overall Brahmin souls, the omens of Jupiter, right? Um, so Rahu ki dasha is already gone. So now it's Jupiter, right? The omens of the Lord of the tree. Right? So there are the omens of Jupiter, and it is also the day of Jupiter, Thursday. And the Lord, the Lord of the tree is celebrating a meeting with his original leaves. So you have remembrance, and there will always be remembrance. You're constantly merged in love and will always be loving. Do you understand? Okay, Dadiji taking leave to go to uh, Raj Rajpipla, that is somewhere in Gujarat. There was a Mela taking place for one day. So Dadiji came to take leave from Baba. Special souls, and then Baba is saying to Dadiji, special souls earn an income of multi-millions at every step. The cooperation received from seniors becomes a canopy of protection and glorifies everything. Wherever you go, give each one special love and remembrance individually by name. On the path of devotion, children turned the beads of a rosary of names a lot. If the father starts this rosary now, it will become a big rosary. This is why whenever the children, special souls, go, right, zeal and enthusiasm particularly increases, right? So when dadis, right, when people see dadis, they are, you know, everybody's zeal and enthusiasm will increase, right? So they'll make that happen. So for, and then Baba says, for special souls, to go somewhere means to bring more specialities in service. It begins here, but you just go there and set foot on the ground there. So to set foot there means to go around there. Here you go around doing service, and there on the path of devotion, they have given importance to setting foot on the ground. However, it all begins here. Even if you go somewhere for half an hour or 1 hour, everyone becomes happy. But also, service takes place here. On the path of devotion, they experience happiness by you're just setting foot there. On the path of devotion, they experience happiness by you're just setting foot there. All of this is being established here, right? All the foundations for the path of devotion are laid here, right? So the path of devotions are also, Baba says, that is also laid here now, right? All the foundation for the path of devotion are laid here, but it is just that the form it changes. So all of those who have become instruments for doing service for the Mela, that is, those who have become instruments for the service of celebrating a meeting. Bap Dada is celebrating a meeting with all of them all of them before the Mela. Baptada is celebrating a meeting with all of them before the Mela. This is the Mela of the father and the children, whereas that is the Mela of service, right? Two Melas, Baba is saying. So one is the children meeting the father, and the other is the Mela that is taking place, the path of devotion, service, on the field of service. So love remembrance to everyone from the heart. Acha. In the world they have nightclubs, whereas here you have Amrita Vela Club. Acha. And now, Baba, we also have a Vikta Murli Club, right? You have Amrita Vela Club to the Dadis. All of you are members of Amrita Vela Club. Everyone is happy to see you. Happiness is experienced when they see the special souls, right? Happiness is experienced when they see the special souls. Acha. So there the Murli ends. So let's take a minute of silence and then remember Baba, and we'll come back and share our takeaways. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So that was a beautiful Murli, right? Explaining the power of silence and how we need to use the power of silence, right? And Baba says that's the power of silence, right? The highest service, which can even transform the violent attitude, right? Which something cannot be transformed with the power of words, right? So where where sound fails, right? The silence power can win. Silence works like Baba says, it can quieten the storms and also the violent people. So, anybody like to share your takeaways? What touched your heart?
Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. And today's my takeaway is that we have to increase the power of silence. And the more the silence, the more introvert and with our in our actions. So that silence we experience first, then we service of people. Yani ki Baba also mentioned that it's like a sun. There is not his rays is not spreading to all the planet. So likewise, this rays of silence should be reach to the person, people, and to serve more and more. So that I like very much analogy. And another important thing is Amrut Vela Club. Yes, and I'm very happy to demonstrate the Amrut Vela, this analogy, Amrut Vela Club. And the solitude and the introvertness is increasing the silence power. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family.
Yeah, thank you, Kalpesh Bhai. Yes. So increasing the power of silence is very much important. And yes, and Amrita Vela Club, right? So yeah, maybe at that time there was some Amrita Vela Club started, and now we have so many Avyakt Murli Club going, right? So the practice of solitude and practice of introversion and all that is very much required. So some chat message, I will read that from Girjaben. How many souls experience the power of silence? How many speak about it? How many experiment with it? For this, need to be introverted and stay in solitude. Yeah, very true. To be in solitude is to stabilize yourself in in a powerful stage. Just a minute. Father Brahma never said he was too busy, but became an example. Silence will quieten a violent attitude. Need to have concentrated and powerful attitude. Yes, very true. Yes, silence can quieten the violent attitude. So Baba said that to the Punjab zone, and they have to transform the violence to with the power of silence to peace. Yes. Any other takeaways? So we also have to become a lighthouse. Yes. Yes, Sanjay Bhai, would you like to
Oh,
share?
Shanti. I
Yes.
like that very much that Baba said that a place where two types of places, Baba said that storms created by nature and storms created by person. Basically, when it is a storm, that five elements, पांच तत्व, and we have to do purusharth to become Prakriti Jeet. Baba says that you have to do purusharth and to become Bhagwan and Bhagavati. When it is Bhagwan, it's again five elements. Bhumi, Gagan, Vayu, Agni, Neer. That's an acronym. Collectively, it is called Bhagwan. That is, we become Bhagwan and Bhagavati, we become Prakriti Jeet. So, a person doing storm or a storm created by nature, actually, if we become Prakriti Jeet, in both things, both types of storms, Prakriti Jeet is required. That a person has to become Prakriti Jeet, and no storms will be there. That Purusharth which we have to do, and the contribution to minimize the storm or nullify the storm. We have to see the word as storms. S, S is for soul conscious state. S is for silence, and S is for solitude. And in that process, what happens? T is a transformation. Transformation by transmitting the vibration of solitude, vibration of self transformation, vibration of soul consciousness. And in that process of soul consciousness, O, the objective that what we have to become is Lakshmi Narayana, to be obedient to Baba. And in that process, what happens? We are moving in the right direction to become Devi Devata from Levta. And the process within is R. You have to become responsible. You have to become Ruhani. And again, the depth of Purusharth, M, Manmanabha, Madhyaji Bhava, and S is for silence. And this outcome, the silence, silences the storms within. And when the storm within is over, that when the युद्ध within stops, जब अंदर का युद्ध खत्म हो जाता है, the युद्ध inside stops, and the state of when there is no yuddha is called Ayodhya. Ayodhya is a place where it is said that Lord Rama descended on the earth. It is similar to that. Wherever it is a state of Ayodhya, the Ram, the Dilaram, Baba comes. And when the entry of Dilaram, Ram comes, the thing becomes streamlined from turbulency to that what Baba says, that you have to do the Purusharth to change the turbulence into streamline, and the turbulence is created by two types, by the person and by the nature. Ultimately, when we go in deep, we find that the supremacy of the five elements, we become Bhagwan and Bhagavati, and in that process, the storm is nullified and changed into a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful world. Because when the storm within is over, the yuddha is over. The things are mind, body, soul, and supreme is synchronized with the supreme soul, and in that process, the world is transformed as by the inputs of the Baba's knowledge, by the inputs of the Sangam Yoga. The Sangaran takes place, and in that process, things are synchronized by mind, body, soul, synchronized with the Supreme Soul, and in that process, things are moving in the right direction, and you can say that yes, the things are streamlined. That is Sat Yoga. Om Shanti.
Yeah, thank you, Sanjay Bhai. Yes,
Om
like you.
Shanti, Bijit Bhai.
Yes, Om Shanti. Kirsavan, yes, go ahead.
Even I think after studying in a convent, we have read so many poems and all about a storm and all. They say there is a lull before the storm. There is silence before a storm. Like in a room, when everyone is talking, there will be someone who's very silent. There'll be an area of silence in the room. Suddenly, that person will erupt and a storm will be done. So, I've heard there is always, I won't say calm, there is a lull, a kind of a eerie disturbance before a storm comes. And once it comes, everything erects. So I remember the poem which I read. See, the clouds are dispersing, rain is coming, lightning is flashing, the trees and all are falling. Then floods are coming, and it'll look as if the heavens and all are angry. They say when too much of water comes, God is angry with you. Heavens are scowling, thunder is growling, and all these howl like wolves we hear when a storm goes on. The storm has come, but then, after some time, the storm also has to take its rest. It has finished its job. It's slowly the storm. It's beautiful when the poet says how it passes away. And then there is a lull, a calm. The sky clears. Rainbows come. That's the best part, what you have to appreciate after the storm. A rainbow comes. The sun appears, and then all fears are gone. And then again, the thing continues. I was trying to recollect. I can't recollect most part of what I had read, but this was the beautiful picture which was given thing before the storm. They say, when the rain used to come, my God, it's so this, it's going to rain. It's as if, the sky is exploding. She cannot take care of those clouds, so she explodes into torrents of rain and lightning and storm. So, similarly, when Baba says here, when you are in a stage of such kind of storm within you, when you lose your inner resilience, when you lose your inner clarity, when you're in chaos, you cannot think. You have to wait for that. You have to wait for a spark of rainbow to come on you, to remove that chaos, to remove all that, take you away. And then you can experience a beautiful kind of feeling. At last, all is over. Now it's time, because see, the whole place will be so bad. I have to clear everything that from my heart also. So I was just thinking about those poems, and a calm before the storm and a calm after the storm. I just wanted to. That's what I think when Baba explained over here. We have to think what comes next. What is after the storm? Because every storm runs out of rain, just like every dark night, it turns into a day. That's what we have to think. The night doesn't go on; it immediately becomes a day. The It was a little literary for me when I read, and I don't remember much about Andhra. If I remember very this, it was somewhere in that Sri Kota, I think. But And that time, I think I was in my study stage or something. So this is what is the feeling which I gave. Storm out of rain, a dark night will turn into a day. This is what Baba is trying to bring in us. Om Shanti.
Yeah, thank you, Girishaban, for that, for explaining about the storms. Yes. Calm before storm. Yes. Calmness. There is calmness after storm. So, okay. Vinod Bhai, yes.
Yes, sir. Baba emphasized that silence brings about stability of mind, which in turn stabilizes the body. That seems to be so correct. An agitated mind, a stressed mind keeps pacing here and there. The body keeps pacing here and there, doing unwanted activity. So the solitude and introversion per se brings a lot of stability to mind for sure, and that in turn calms down the mind, the body. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Yeah, true. So silence practice is very important, right? So the effect is, yes, it will calm down the body. So there is a lot of changes that happens inside the body, right? Even the heartbeat level, it goes, I mean, it will be normal pumping, blood pumping from the heart also comes to a normal stage. So overall, your physical body will be at a ease stage, right? So that's why many doctors are suggesting their patients to go through this or practice meditation, so that will heal the illness faster. Okay, so a lot of benefit, all sides. Okay. Any last sharing before we go for meditation practice? So, so we have to practice this silence throughout the day, because practicing silence when you're really busy doing something, that's very important. So only then you will realize the sweetness of silence, right? When you finish all your work and then sitting to experience silence, it's not really good. But finding time when you're in the midst of something, right, very busy, giving time 5-10 minutes in between, that definitely give you that experience. Okay, so
Uh,
that will.
Bijit,
Mhm.
I just want to, I'm sorry, I'm trying to just extend this time. Okay. Do you need really a storm to experience silence? I was just trying to question when I told you about that, let storms come and go. See, there is a calm before the storm means you're trying to meet it, you're preparing. But once the storm goes, they say, hooray, I have beaten it. But do you think, why does, see, this Andhra Pradesh storm has happened, fine. But is it necessary for a storm to happen, then I become calm? Can't I really stop from being stormish or chaotic? Is this experiment needed to, and then experience the power of silence? Can't there, why a postmortem? Can't I do something? I'm not talking about the natural storm. I'm talking about the storm which happens in our life. Have we to have storms and then experience silence or calmness?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question. So I think when there is a storm, only then we will realize the importance of silence, right? um, because if we check in Satya and Satyuga and Treta Yuga, right? There nobody wants meditation, nobody wants to experience Baba or the silence there, because there is no storms there, right? Because they are already at a very high level experiencing the um, the comforts and the peace, happiness, because soul power is very high. So here it is required because there's no soul power, right? So most of them would be experiencing that the storm inside. And when they start experiencing the silence power after that, then they will realize the importance of silence power in their life, right? And then the practice will take them to dig deep into the the journey of soul, and all that comes in place later on. But I suppose most of the people, those who have became BKs, they all might have had some or the other bad experience in their life before they entered into this knowledge. That might have become that experience, or that situation might have become a instrument or some means for them to come into this knowledge and experience Baba. Otherwise, something bad has to happen, right? Only then they will understand the sweetness and the beauty of the silence, right? If there is any other
Oh,
opinion,
you're
any other.
talking about part of pack up, I think here. Maybe how to pack up after you can use even the part of pack up over here. Like as I told you, no, I was always with the convent, and I've studied in a convent and I've taught in a convent. So I remember always there used to be, whenever a calm comes, no, the nuns used to read a particular psalm, in which says Jesus calms the storm at the sea, how his children suffered in the sea. They say the storm teaches us some things which even a calm sea cannot teach. So I remember it teaches you I think maybe from what is it? It gives you the power to pack up.
Oh,
Yeah,
Shanti, I would like to add one word. Baba always says that what that is happening is Kalyankari for you. So when the storm starts, but before starting, it's a type of silence, signaling that, come on, you have to come in your original state. Basically, the outcome of a storm is that we have reached to a body conscious state from soul conscious state. And as we have reached to body conscious state, which is not our original state, and due to that, all the chaos is happening. This chaos is termed as storm. So, for that, again, we have to restore the settings of the soul to become soul conscious, which for that only Baba comes and gives us the knowledge. And with the input of this knowledge, we are restored to our original state. So, storm, silence before storm signifies that we have to be in this soul conscious state. We have to regain our original state. And after, when the storm is over, that is, the chaos is over, that is, we reach to our original state. Definitely, when we reach to our original state, it's a state of silence. Before reaching that silence is a silence is telling us, is invoking us to be in our original state. To start the silence before the storm is telling us to be in our original state, and the silence after storm, that is, we have regained our original state, and in that original state of silence, there is complete synchronization between mind, body, soul, and supreme soul. That is also a state of silence. So silence first and the silence at last. Om Shanti.
yeah. Thank you, Sanjay bhai, for clarifying that. Yes. So let's do a short meditation. So let's stabilize ourselves between our eyebrows. Focus on yourself, the point of light. I'm a peaceful soul. a point of divine light. Let me take an inward journey to experience the seed stage beyond sound, beyond any thoughts. Let me enter into a deep silence of the soul. Going beyond. Above me, I see the Supreme Father. Another light, the ocean of peace, the Almighty Authority. From him I see the rays of peace and power slowly flowing into me. Inside, it is filling me, this power. I observe this moment, this power of silence. This is calming my mind. My intellect is becoming clear. My heart is becoming filled with so much of love from God. Now let me spread this pure energy, being a lighthouse in my house, to the world. Spreading powerful vibration of peace and power to the world, to the globe, to everyone in this world, to all the souls, those who are peaceless, those who are unhappy, those who are seeking God, those who are crying for help. This peace reaches everyone in this world, all corner of the world. Let me remain stable in this powerful stage. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. So until then, all have a beautiful day. Om Shanti.